Hey, party people. Welcome to the Dental Efficiency Playbook. My name's Gabe Hofmann, also known as the Dental Efficiency Guy. And today, this episode, I have the amazing LD coaches, Laura Betancourt, Danielle Avila. I am so happy to see you guys. And our episode tonight is one that I think everybody can benefit from. Optimizing patient health and team success. It applies to every practice everywhere. So, welcome to the Dental Efficiency Playbook, guys. We've been trying to make this happen for a while, so I'm glad to have you on. And let's get it started. So, how do you guys do that? And if you don't mind, just can we get started? Laura, Danielle, like, why do you guys do what you do, and what do you love about it?
That's a great question. Well, first off, Gabe, thank you so much for having Danielle and I here today. We're so excited to be here. Definitely a bit in the making. So Danielle, I don't know. We're very similar, Danielle and I, yet very different. I know for me, my reasoning is, or Danielle and I's core values. Can we just start there? Family, faith, and freedom. We believe in prevention. We believe in helping individuals see their highest versions of themselves and create great preventative protocols. And we're so passionate about that and making people feel, fall in love with what they're doing again. Danielle, what do you think?
No, I definitely could not agree more. I think also too with that is the empowerment, empowering dental professionals to have the confidence, to have the conversation really does just tie in that whole optimizing the patient care and the practice performance, because when you are confident, you feel empowered, you're going to do just that.
Yeah, it's so good. It's so good. I mean, we're all coaches in dentistry and passionate about what we do. Mine is a little different, but I absolutely love it because we are so aligned in the approach to helping people to elevate, understand, and be empowered to excel, right? To succeed. And sometimes easier said than done, but the journey is absolutely beautiful when you are able to make that happen, right? And see people bloom and grow. And I know you guys are so good at that. So tell me, who do you guys normally work with? What is your normal avatar? And then how does that happen? Can you give a little insight?
Yeah. Absolutely. So we work with humans, mostly dental professionals, dental teams that are looking to elevate the standard of care that they're providing to their patients. They are looking to be more cohesive as a team. They're looking to be empowered. They're looking for more confidence. And that is exactly where Laura and I come in, helping teams to just become more unified, to become that unified front, so that they can have the confidence to implement new protocols into place, new innovations, new technologies, really helping to increase the ROI, but doing it in a way in which feels empowering and not depleting, and not just that tooth scraping or pro-female, approach. It's more that preventative care that we like to help to instill into our, clients, so that they, again, can have those conversations with their patients and feel like they're doing more than just the cleaning.
Yes, I love that. And
so
really like helping practices and teams shift their mindset, right? And how we do that is we have been able to create simple, repeatable ways to just educate patients about the connection between the oral systemic link and what's going on in their bodies, because it's the whole body that we need to look at. It's putting that puzzle piece together.
Yeah, that's so good. That's so good. There's such a need right now today. I mean, I know, at times it's almost like a buzzword, right? Oral systemic health, oral systemic links. But what you guys are doing, overall wellness and helping to, with your clients and the public, I see your social media, like you guys are always out there pushing oral systemic health and oral systemic links. So I love that. But so do you guys you're both hygienists, right? And
Yes.
are you both still practicing hygiene?
Yes.
Yeah. Laura practices, once a month. Yep. So
Okay. Didn't know. I knew you had a recent
that.
update, Laura. So just wanted to make sure. Okay. So do you start with the hygienists and the hygiene protocols, or is it a full team like analysis and approach when you guys are working with an office? I'm curious, obviously, with you guys being hygienists, and obviously all the discussion around getting hygienists further engaged in a practice to have ownership and literally create their own their own palace, their own schedule, their own business inside the practice. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, absolutely. I love, so yes, I did have a new role switched over from myself. So I am practicing clinical hygiene once a month because I still love it. And I can't imagine not practicing or being a clinical practicing hygienist. What our approach is when we work with teams, it is unique. So we start talking, it is the whole team approach first, but our main focus is hygiene. But first and foremost, we have to make sure that everybody's in alignment. We want to talk to the doctor, talk to the admin, talk to the office manager, and see what their vision, what their mission is, and make sure that everybody's understanding of the same vision and mission. And they all have a why. Why are we showing up to work each and every day? And from there, once we go through the mindset and once we make sure that everybody's rowing in the same direction and in alignment with one another, that's when we bring it to patient care. That's when we bring it to, now that we are all on the same page, we all have the same vision and mission. We know that we want to take care of our patients to the best of our ability. Let's go through that standard of care and create a standard of care so everybody's moving towards that same direction. And then we start to implement protocols depending on what the office needs are and wants are.
Are those clinical protocols or like systems and processes operationally?
Yeah. So most of the time for us as hygienists, it's going to be those clinical protocols that the doctor is looking to implement for the hygiene team. I definitely think too, like Laura was saying, it's very individualized. So we cater to the needs of the individual office. So if there's a system that needs to be put in place, we're more than happy to help them with that.
Awesome.
So again, it's very individualized. It's very specific to the needs of the office. When we go into that office, for our initial visit, that's where we gather all our information. That's where we, set up the time to talk with the doctor to go over the standard of care. And then from there, we're able to implement, again, back to the needs of the individual office.
Awesome. So, yeah, I mean, obviously, getting the team in alignment, it's 100% key to getting them to work convergently toward goals and to achieve. But the elephant in the room that I hear all the time in interviews or as I'm working with offices or you don't have to go far to hear how do you guys get, what is the engagement process when you go into an office and there's a disconnect between maybe the hygiene department and the doctor, or there aren't those protocols and so you have to start from ground zero and really build them up, build them together and create, as you said, that alignment? Because I know, again, we hear it all the time and everyone wants to retain their hygienists and make them as productive as possible and continue to feed the practice.
Yeah, definitely. I will say personally for me, and this kind of just goes into our coaching as well, when you as a hygienist, a team member, feel as though you're working with the doctor and not for the doctor, that's when the true shift happens. And so when we can get, again, everybody in alignment and let the hygienist know that they're more than just a tooth scraper, they're here for more than just a cleaning, that they truly are the front line. And the doctor is also in that same alignment, wanting to work with the hygienist and not as like the higher up the hierarchy. I feel like that's when we see the most change, the most shift in the hygienist, when they're feeling valued. And I think that goes for everybody and everything. Like when you're feeling as though the work that you're doing is valued and you want to do more of it, and you feel less likely that you're going to go try to find somewhere else where you're making more money just because you're making more money, not because you're in alignment with the doctor. And so I don't know if Laura, you feel the same, but I definitely think that, again, when it's more of a team effort, we're working together, not just with the patients, but contributing to something larger, we see much more retraction of team members.
Yes, I do agree with that. In addition, I think it's important to get to the root cause of what is going on with the practice, right? Is it because there is just miscommunication? Do we just need to have a conversation and figure out what's going on? Is it because there's no standard of care in place? And I think when we can take a step back and holistically look at what the situation at hand is, that makes all of the difference. And I know for teams that we have worked with, when there's a divide between, say, like the admin or the front office and the back office, that makes people butt heads. So let's have a conversation and let's figure out how can we create a solution and help work together so we can reach the same goal. Because when you're just butting heads, you're not going to get anywhere.
Yeah, that's so good. That's so good. I mean, people also, I'm sure you see this all the time, but they fear conflict. So it becomes a passive aggressive situation. I often have to coach on how to address conflict constructively and, how to address things head on so we keep moving forward. But, there was a lot, but such good content that applies to everyone everywhere. But one thing I noticed, you guys said that you're always in alignment, but for those of us that have met you or know you, whether it's social or professionally, you sort of finish each other's sentences. So I know that you guys are like the most powerful tandem and work together in the most beautiful unison. So for those of you that don't know these guys, I just had to say it. But okay, so much so much substance in that last a bit. So, on the conflict piece, that's in a lot of practices, right? Either an inability to communicate effectively or passive aggressive or just a lack of accountability, right? Sometimes that starts with there not being roles or responsibilities in place, not expectations. Other times it's that they don't know how to hold people accountable. You mentioned the top down, but how often do you guys come across that, and what do you do in those situations to bring people together? Can you give an example?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's important to withhold leadership, right? No matter who you are in the practice. So Danielle and I really encourage leadership at any level that you're at, whether you are the doctor or you're a hygienist or you're in the lab, whatever role you have, you want to show some type of leadership. And when you can lead by example and you have accountability partners and you have expectations of each team member, then the writing's on the wall. And if you're not reaching your expectation, then okay, let's have a conversation about that. And I think it's also important, instead of people to like fester, this is a perfect example. You asked for an example earlier. A team that we were recently working with, one of the members would just fester because someone wasn't helping them. But in actuality, all they had to do was ask for help. Say, hey, I'm running behind. Can you please help me? Instead of being like, why are they sitting out back eating a snack and I'm running 5 minutes or 10 minutes behind, It's just saying, you know what? I need help right now. Can you offer that to me and have
sort
that
of a
conversation?
microcosm, sort of a society or the world right now, right? As you say that, I mean,
that's a conversation for a different day.
Yeah, no, it definitely is. But I'm sitting here thinking, I'm like, wow, that applies to all of us personally and professionally. Yeah, it makes life a whole lot easier when we are able to communicate effectively and address things head on and tactfully, strategically, just not sit and ponder things instead of addressing them and keep moving forward, right? But Danielle, I didn't mean to cut you off by any means. I would love to get your take on that.
No, I definitely think, everything that Laura said is pretty much, what I was going to say as far as the office, the example that we were working with. And I think too, like emotional intelligence, like I think that's so important. And I feel like there is a lack sometimes of that, a lack of awareness and a lack of communication. And I think when you can become aware of your feelings and you're able to address that in the moment and what the root of that actual annoyance is, then you can almost address and heal that on your own instead of lashing out or holding on to aggression. And so I think that's just really important for people to look inward sometimes and to not hold on to things that are bothering them within the office, because sometimes it's just about looking inward.
Yeah, that's so good, right? Reframe negation or negative mindset to an affirmation. And then it's no longer scary to approach it, right? Or our self-talk is positive about a situation. We're not attached to situations, but we can change our thoughts, our emotions, and then the corresponding actions and ultimately the results. It's so good. It's so good. I mean, again, that applies to everything. And if you guys can hear, I have this ridiculous dog behind me that I will have to. So my next question is, I didn't say congratulations, but Laura, congratulations. Talk a little bit about what you're doing when you're not now chairside or you're not coaching, because I'd love to hear a little bit about it. And I'm going to go take care of the problem. I'll be right back.
Of course. So I recently started a new role as a market development manager with BNI New Hampshire. So I help coach professionals, especially professionals in the highly coveted seats like financial advisors, insurance, realtors, or mortgage, either find or build a new chapter to grow their business through referral networking. So a lot of that has to do with what Danielle and I coach on for our clients is all growth and building authentic connections and relationships and learning how to network and networking appropriately, understanding what a real referral is, and really looking inward to grow personally and professionally. So I've been loving it. It's been so much fun.
Makes sense from like the, professional networkers, helping others network. I remember that's how I met you guys. When was that? Last year at Midwinter, right? And I was like, wow, you guys, yeah. So yeah, if you want to understand how to network, definitely that's just like value add with these guys, right? In practice and outside of. So no, that's awesome. That's awesome. So do you have a typical like avatar of a practice, size of a practice, group practice? Who do you guys work with most commonly? I know you mentioned like the makeup of the office. I'm just kind of curious, outside of the culture, is there a specific size of organizations or type of organization that you guys work with?
Yeah. So the offices that we have worked with are generally private practice, one location,
okay. Awesome.
2 to 4 hygienists. And I guess the age range is kind of like that 35 to 55 age range, I would say. Most of the time it's that new doctor that has just bought a practice. They're a few years in. They're wanting to grow their hygiene department. They have a great team, or they're looking to maybe, onboard one or two more hygienists. So they want to make sure that they have the protocols in place and all of the systems in place so that when they onboard a hygienist, it's seamless. So that really seems to be the avatar that's been working best for us. Obviously, again, we're really big on prevention. That's like our love in the op. So when we're able to align with the doctor on those things, it's definitely a win-win.
Yeah, sounds like it. That's awesome. So what is it? Do you guys have, I know, most of the consultants that I know, we use like either acronyms or buzzwords or things that we can leave with teams, tips, tricks, simple insight, something that they remember. So, on this episode, do you have, each of you have one of those things that, like a nugget or a pearl that you love to leave with an office that sort of brings it all together, helps them to remember, what they're doing and why, and the coaching that you guys just provided?
Yeah. Oh God, I feel like we have so many nuggets. I don't want to give them all away.
Well, just one. If you could share one magic one, that would be fantastic.
I think for me is ultimately any human needs to like start with their why. And when you can remember why you're doing what you're doing, the rest falls into place.
Yeah. Amen to that. Like, absolutely. And I think too, like the confidence piece, like leaving them as confident as possible and just giving them all of the confident verbiage that Laura and I use in the op every single day, so that they are confident in their conversation, they're confident in the care that they're providing. So I think for me, confidence comes to mind with all of the hygienists that we've worked with. That is definitely one of the very big key takeaways from all of the testimonials and all of the conversations, is how confident and empowered they are feeling when we leave.
Oh, that's beautiful. Both. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say having that. Oh, don't be sorry. This is your show. But having that true transformation, right, I think is really important. And we leave the teams or individuals with a lot of like chairside applications. Mm-hmm. Protocol junkie. I love protocols. So we have a lot of protocols that we leave in place for them so that they continue to they can look at that and use that as a guide.
Awesome. Me too. I'm, I guess you could, I would fall into under that same title, but, and this will be a great one to end the episode on. What about implementation, right? You roll out protocols, leave them with things. Mm-hmm. Doctors want to know, right? How are we going to make it stick? Right? Where the rubber meets the road is the implementation. So can we talk a little bit about that? Love it.
Yes. Yeah.
Go ahead, Danielle. Love implementation.
No, I think incentivizing. Laura and I have a back-end system that we can use to gather all of the data and help to incentivize, so that there's, again, skin in the game for everybody, and knowing that, what they're doing is, meaningful and has purpose, and they have a higher, they bring a higher value, they bring a higher purpose to each individualized patient. But definitely the skin in the game incentives seem to be a really great way to make sure that when we leave, that they have still something to fall back on, that what they're doing is going to be worth something.
Yeah. And I'm going to add to that, because I think it's so important to yes, you want protocols, but implementation is huge. And if you don't understand what you're doing, or if there's a disconnect, that implementation won't happen. So that's where that confidence comes in, because how many offices will buy a shiny new object, someone uses it for a week or two, and then it goes and sits in a cabinet or on top of a shelf somewhere and doesn't get any use. And that's because, and this is from people that we've worked with, true verbiage that they've told us, it's because that they don't understand it. They don't have the confidence or the verbiage to use it. So verbiage is huge on how to present certain treatment options or a new technology innovation. So that right there is huge.
Yeah, it's really good. And I ask that question because obviously we all know that in the consulting space, implementation is key to all the things that you roll out, whether it's policies, procedures, mindset, coaching, right? And so, and I also know that that's where so many questions lie when people are thinking about, do I hire a consultant or is it the time to? And I will give you guys a fantastic testament. You share so much on social media that helps other hygienists as well as practices. You're an absolutely fantastic follow from that standpoint. So if you're listening to the show, is it what's your handle?
Yeah, at Diamond Girls.
It's Diamond Dental, right? I'm pretty sure it's Diamond Dental.
Diamond Girls.
Okay.
Yeah.
Diamond Girls. That was our original name. We had to switch it up a little bit, so LD Coaching it is, but we kept it the handle because it's just so catchy.
Yeah, it's
and
so
everybody
good.
knows us as the Diamond Girls.
Yeah, you are. You're I think you said it to start, twinning, right? As the Diamond Girls. But I know I realized this, Danielle. I don't know if you did, but we have the same mic, all three of us. First time ever on the Dental Efficiency Playbook. Yep, my light's not on, but it will be in a second. Anyway, yeah, crazy.
So awesome.
There we go. Never happened before, so that's pretty cool.
It's almost like a commercial for this microphone.
Yeah, yours are desktop. Mine is attached to my desk. But anyway, truly, there's been so many amazing nuggets. I generally, and I love the personal, the human side, right? When it comes to all the things that we were talking about, higher self, understanding how you can become what you may not feel like you are today, and then the mindset around that. And then the ability for people to overcome, a limiting belief and become embrace that next level. It's beautiful. It's like that is such a key to practice growth. And on the Dental Efficiency Playbook, it's all about insight, tips, tricks, and the occasional cheat code. And I will say that if there's any cheat code in the episode tonight, it would be that. It would be that, because when we all truly embrace, learn, and implement how to change our mindset to continue moving forward or overcome, everything in life is so much more enjoyable by the lens in which we view it, right? And that is definitely a cheat code for all, because dental can be stressful, right? Practices can be stressful if that's the way that we look at the business. But if we look at that stress, all those challenges as an opportunity and how we're going to achieve together or a growth potential, and we engage the team on that's how we scale. So I think
I love that.
It's so, yeah, I mean, right? That is a cheat code in this business and in any business. And so I would love to leave there. Guys, it's always good seeing you. Great catching up with you. There are so many takeaways. As we're recording this episode, I have the ability to mark different points throughout that I'm like, that is a pearl. That is fantastic. I think there were about 5 of those in this episode. So yeah, absolutely awesome. And it's been a pleasure having you guys join this episode of the Dental Efficiency Playbook, which is optimizing patient health and team performance. What's the best way for people to get in touch with you if they want to learn more?
Ooh, Laura's better at this.
So you can reach us on Instagram, right? We just said our handle, Diamond Girls Coaching.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes. Or you could go to our website, www.LDiamantecoaching.com. And you were also found on LinkedIn and Facebook at LD Coaching.
And actually, I think I saw on LinkedIn, Laura, you have a newsletter now, right? That you roll out on LinkedIn.
Yeah, so doesn't Danielle. Danielle and I both.
Oh, and Danielle does. Both of you guys. It's so good, right? Yeah. I get those. I subscribe to both and I get them, and they are fantastic content that applies to everyone in this great space, this great business of dentistry. So I'll give a plug to that. But I also will say that both of you guys, I know everything that you have going on in the do space and how you're growing. And I will say cheers to that. Keep going, keeping on. It's absolutely beautiful. So it's been my pleasure talking to you guys tonight and having you on this episode. And thank you.
Thank you.
Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want more episodes, great episodes of the Dental Efficiency Playbook, and we'll catch you on the next episode.